Meanwhile, let's get...
Alrighty. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I hope you are doing very well today, folks. It is Monday, and we are in a new month, which means we have a monthly candle close that just occurred for Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at that. And we're going to talk about some of the big news happening in the crypto space. A lot of bullish statements coming out from a lot of folks. We've got some more big Bitcoin purchases that have occurred over the weekend and in the day. And we've got a little bit of back and forth between tariffs and resolve to those tariffs or more problems. A lot of uncertainty still, unfortunately. We are now seeing a debate as well with the Fed. Now, for those of you guys that have been watching our channel for a while and just involved in the crypto space overall, I'm sure by now you know that a Fed rate cut would be a catalyst for a potential altcoin season. Now, I do have an article today that's talking about altcoin momentum, and we're going to talk about altcoin season. But the key, as always, is the Fed. And the Fed can't do the rate cut deal until we kind of get that inflation fear alleviated. It's the same story over and over again. That is a little bit boring, but there are some exciting stories that I want to share with you in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Crypto Report. Do me a favor, guys, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel for more crypto content. We'll keep it coming every day. Shout out to the chat, Crypto Keeper and Jay right now. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get after it here. So let me pull that away, share the old screen, and we'll take a peek at what's going on right now. Okay. So here we go. To start the day, you've got Bitcoin sitting at 104.4. We are kind of holding a little bit of a interesting level here. This kind of range we were in, it's gone. This little wedge here, it's gone. You know, as soon as we kind of tested down off this and broke through it, it got invalidated. This is over, guys. So we got to find something else. We rejected off this, came back through, broke through, and maybe we're tumbling down. Maybe we are going to come down to 99 again. There's a couple reasons for that. But we got to kind of find something a little bit more fresh here. You can kind of see that we are just very simply touching off of something like right here. Okay. Something kind of happening right here, a little bit of a touch point. So, you know, we want to stay clearly above 104. Are we going to? I don't know. Are we going to shoot back into 109? I'd like to see it happen. It very easily could, but we're going to have to keep an eye on it. 109 is there because this is where we wicked to back in January of 2025. That's kind of why we have that 109 wick there. And we also rejected off of it right there before breaking back through it and then below it again. So 99 is going to be the critical psychological level. You can also see that there are little areas here where we're kind of scooping in this price action. So I wouldn't be surprised 102 and change, something in there for Bitcoin being possible. I am in a little bit of a very low dollar amount, very high leveraged play for Bitcoin, for kicks and giggles right now, actually. Just because I kind of think there is a chance that we get a little bit of a boost up. This is going to be one of those very, very quick plays I'm just kind of having some fun with right now. So I'll show you that trade. We are currently in a Bitcoin trade that is now, $20 in the profit. It's 100x, guys, but I put in like 200, 300 bucks into this thing, I think. Oh, it looks like, it's actually $500 trade. So, only reason I'm taking a trade like this right now, I don't usually like those higher leverage plays, but, I've been quite profitable. I don't know if you guys saw, but the other day I did catch this 57% move to the upside for Pepe on a 30x long. That was a pretty high leverage play as well. Only reason I was doing it is because I've been in the profit on some of these lately. And that doesn't necessarily justify you opening up high leverage, right? You could keep doing low leverage and just keep getting these nice couple $100 wins. Well, this one was a good one. This one I made like $500 or $700 on for this Pepe trade. Very low amount of money with a 30x play. So taking some of that profit and dabbling around with this Bitcoin play today. So we'll see how this one shakes out. But I'm prepared to get this one stopped out just because I've had a couple successful trades lately. So this Pepe one worked out. That was great. Still in a Shib trade. It's like $20 in the red right now. That one's a 20x Shib trade. It does look like Pepe and Shib kind of wanted to round out. If Bitcoin loses its level here, then you could expect altcoins to come down. We will get to some of those other news stories in a second, but yeah, so Bitcoin's doing okay today, a little calm to flat. You've got a couple coins with, 8%, 5%, 3% pump. Pretty calm day. Not a very big day to the upside in crypto. Not a very big day to the downside either. So we're kind of seeing a pause right now as, that makes sense to me. Okay. That makes sense to me because we've got a big debate going on. The rate cut debate. We've got the trade conversation going on with China and EU. So you've kind of got some of these things going on. U.S. stocks wavered lower as China and trade tensions flare up again. S&P's not above 6K yet, but it is at 59 again, which is decent. So we've just got a lot of uncertainty right now. Okay, we've just got a lot of uncertainty right now. How's it going? Whiz Bang in the chat says ETH seems to be holding above 2,500. Yeah, I mean, and some people are optimistic about a type of altcoin momentum, and you could look to Ethereum to kind of understand that altcoin momentum. Now, Bitcoin dominance stalls in final stages of current market cycle. Is that really true? Well, when you do look at Bitcoin dominance, it's not quite stalling. I mean, it's still kind of going up. I mean, you could say Bitcoin stalled out here, but then it shot up. The Bitcoin dominance then shot up another massive 18-20%. So here you go. You got another little downshoot. Now we're heading back up to the top of the range. We could break through to the upside. We could go to 73, 74%, 71% Bitcoin dominance. But we will get to a point where you do see Bitcoin dominance top out. And we will see altcoins rally. Now, what we've seen in the past with Bitcoin dominance is a lot more of a drastic pump for Bitcoin dominance. This has been a little bit more of a strange, sideways, slow Bitcoin dominance pump because Bitcoin adoption is really happening and it's happening steadily, not all at once. Not all at once. But that does not mean that we're not going to have this big drop in Bitcoin dominance and we're not going to have that altcoin season. We are going to have that altcoin season, I think, at some point. Not financial advice at all, but I do think we're going to have that altcoin season where I think Pepe, which is establishing a floor, kind of exactly as I was talking about the other day. Shib also could be establishing a floor right at this level. These altcoins could be getting ready for another boost up here, potentially. So long as Bitcoin holds this level, it could easily dip back down to 99. We'll have to keep an eye on it. But again, Bitcoin dominance more steadily climbing through this entire bull period on this cycle. Not super surprised by that because of some of these things we see constantly in the news, right? So we're seeing Hong Kong's Retar Logic announces, I don't know if I said Retar, I don't know how to say that. Logic announces plans to acquire 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. That's pretty cool. More mainstream adoption. You're seeing the 40x Bitcoin whale James Nguyen back with a $99 million long. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. This guy I think he keeps getting liquidated. I'm pretty sure this guy keeps getting liquidated. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if he's winning these trades or losing these trades, but wild to see that. But more regular Bitcoin adoption. Metaplanet buying another 1,000 Bitcoin worth $114 million. So we're just seeing this repeated strategy that you saw from Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy. So looking at this article from CNBC, Saylor's Bitcoin buying strategy is exploding globally, right? This is what we're talking about. This is the reason why Bitcoin dominance has just been stair laddering up steadily climbing. Bitcoin gaining traction, longer stretched out, real adoption, not just panic buying degen traders, but like real Bitcoin adoption slowly building up. Harder to move the price of Bitcoin because it is a higher market cap. But as that bigger capital comes around, it's coming around slowly, and the price of Bitcoin has been steadily, rather quickly, but Bitcoin dominance steadily coming up. This Michael Saylor's Bitcoin buying strategy is what we continue to see exploding, and Wall Street is still skeptical. Yeah, some companies are still skeptical, sure. Like, for example, Meta, okay? Facebook. Meta shareholders reject a Bitcoin treasury assessment. 95% voted against the proposal. So, you're not going to see Mark Zuckerberg's team onboarding the Bitcoin strategy yet. But we have seen Microsoft, we have seen Meta, we have seen, what was the other one? Apple, was it? Who was the other one? Microsoft, now Meta, and there was another one that denied buying Bitcoin. Now, I can't remember it. Does anybody out there remember? There was another company that rejected buying Bitcoin, but I don't think that the decision is going to last. You're seeing everybody kind of get into this, but there are some people that are still denying that Bitcoin is a good strategy moving forward. Despite all the success on Michael Saylor's company, I mean, gosh, that stock has been unbelievable. Companies like GameStop and Trump Media as well unveiled Bitcoin buying strategies, but some others are not, right? So Meta is just another one on the list that will not. And how could you resist it? I don't understand. You see the price, right? You see the price going up steadily over time. Tom Lee came out on CNBC, always been a Bitcoin bull with these thick frame glasses. Very thick hair, thick frame glasses. And this guy's been doing big Bitcoin predictions for a long time. Well, he just went on CNBC and said that Bitcoin is going to 3 million per coin. Now, I don't know what his timeline was, but this is happening at the time where stock futures point to lower open, China-US trade tensions heat up, and he's talking about $3 million per coin as we're talking about tariffs. You know, at the end of the day, Bitcoin really doesn't have anything to do with tariffs. In fact, it's the off-ramp to the problem that is the Fed, and tariffs are going to affect this. Tariffs. Well, what if you have Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not technically supposed to get affected by tariffs, okay? And some people think that this crypto cycle will be bigger and last longer than most people think. This is what the Bitwise investment chief says, getting talked about again on national TV. And when you really think about it, guys, the biggest thing that would make me be able to believe this, right, that the 4-year cycle's over, that things could last longer, it's twofold. One, the Fed and the issues with the Fed and tariffs, this whole thing, Bitcoin's the off-ramp. We just went through that, okay? Two, Bitcoin is really getting bought up by the biggest firms ever because of that first thing, right? And with that happening, guys, you're going to just see more competition, right? We've talked about this a lot, where I don't necessarily believe that the 4-year cycles are over, but as you start to see, like, if the United States came out and said, we're going to buy 10 Bitcoin every single day, or something like that, okay? Or 100 Bitcoin every single day, or something like that, okay? If the U.S. actually put forth a Bitcoin buying strategy, we have the Strategic National Reserve, but if the USA put forth a Bitcoin buying strategy, okay? Well, what do you think is going to happen with China or Russia? Are they going to just let the USA buy all the Bitcoin, or are they going to compete, right? They're going to compete. They're going to start buying it. And the same is true for companies, right? So this cycle will be bigger and last longer than most people think. This is what the Bitwise investment chief says. It's possible, and I think it's possible because Coinbase is now in the S&P 500. Metaplanet is buying Bitcoin. MicroStrategy has been successful in buying Bitcoin. GameStop is buying Bitcoin. We'll see how successful that is. El Salvador, very much in the profit on their Bitcoin. The people that approach the Bitcoin buying strategy are going to end up being very successful. And in order to compete, others are going to need to do the same. That's probably the most bullish narrative for this entire thing, guys. But we still do have a lot to get through. It's an interesting story here. The rate cut debate is heating up inside the Federal Reserve. Yeah, you've got some people that are now kind of trying to get towards cuts later this year still, and you've got others that are talking about holding rates steady. Now, when you look at the odds of a rate cut, we're not really seeing anything have changed. No rate cut coming in June. Not a high chance of a rate cut coming in July. And it's looking like it's logical to see it in September, but 29% chance that we don't is still a pretty high percent chance that we don't see a rate cut. So, we got to see what happens with the Fed here. This next meeting is going to be a telltale sign of, where are we at with tariffs at that point? The next meeting's coming up in 15 days. So 2 weeks from now. Are we going to have any resolve with China? Are we going to have any resolve with the EU on the steel and aluminum tariffs that they're talking about? We're going to have to see. We don't know. But if the tariff problems continue, it's going to be pretty tough to get some resolve from the Fed on the rates. We have the president waiting on a call with the president of China. Okay, so we're going to see tensions escalating. We're going to see what happens with this. It's definitely a big thing to keep an eye on, guys. Okay. So we talked about some of this. What else? Been doing some trading. If you guys want to do some trading, you could sign up for Blowfin using the link down below as well. I do not like Kevin O'Leary because he lied to us about his Bitcoin. Okay. Guy said he hated Bitcoin when he was really buying it. Both him and Mark Cuban lied about it. Sharks, definitely sharks. It's kind of gross. But anyway, this billionaire says that Bitcoin's about to explode with trillions of dollars coming. That is a very bold statement. Now, I don't like this guy. I don't necessarily trust this guy. But there are certainly a lot of people that believe this. And I've believed it for a while. And now he's coming out publicly with it. He's got his positions. He's ready to talk about crypto. Every day, every chance he gets, he does now. And he's not wrong. Trillions of dollars are inevitably coming into Bitcoin, with there only being 21 million of the things in existence and companies buying 1,000 of them a day. That's pretty incredible. Maybe not every day, and not every company's buying 1,000 a day, but I keep seeing stories where this company bought 1,000 Bitcoin. This company bought 4,000 Bitcoin. GameStop buys 4,000 Bitcoin. Metaplanet buys another 1,000 Bitcoin. If 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 of these companies are doing that on a weekly or monthly basis, eventually 21 million Bitcoin will be bought up and the market cap will explode. Very, very crazy time, guys. Very bullish time for crypto. So we've gotten through some of these Bitcoin buys. Another company you've never even heard of, Raytar, talking about buying Bitcoin. There you go. IPO, NASDAQ congratulates Raytar Logitech Holdings on its, is that Logitech on its IPO. So they just launched a stock and they're acquiring some Bitcoin. Cool. So I guess it's a newer stock on the NASDAQ. Okay. I got my Bitcoin trade. It's $80 in the profit. That's neat. What's going on in the chat, guys? How's everybody doing out there? I'm going to take a seat and we'll chat with you guys a little bit. Boom. James Bushman in the chat says, FYI, Kip, you can get better Crow rewards staking on Ledger, same validators as DeFi wallet. Interesting. I don't know anything about that, but there you go. Doing great, John. Good. Glad to hear it, man. How's it going? Vibe code in the chat. How's that going? What's up? JR EMR says Coinbase does not like Coinbase. Why is that? James Bushman in the chat. How's it going? Hey, we're just doing the thing. We're just reporting on some crypto. Peter Pettigrew's at 3 a.m. Wow, look at you, man. You gaming? Are you gaming? You scrolling? Are you on the scroll? The scroll kick? Marty says the Polish election was held Rocky. Never heard of that. One N is pro crypto, another W for crypto. There you go. He's Chris's people. There you go. Yeah, I'm long right now on Bitcoin. This would be a very short-lived trade. It's a very high leverage play I'm doing right now. So this will be very, I'll look for it to get back to, I don't know, 105 or something. Let's see what happens if it goes up to 105. What would we do? 310 would be pretty good. So we'll see. I'm not going to set a take profit there, though. We're going to rock and roll with this for a minute. Oh, is that a little wave? Is that she waving? Hi. Is that my girl? My daughter is so cute. Little cutie patootie. With the little toesy woesies. Hey, Bitcoin shooting up right now. Look at that. Crypto Keeper says, how about that white rock, Kip? What is that? What is that? Is that a coin? Do I not know anything about that coin? What is that coin? Stuart Brooker in the chat says, question, which major crypto exchanges will list Crow first because it's going to explode? Okay. Question, which major crypto exchange will list Crow first because it's going to explode soon? How's it going, Stuart? I don't understand your question because many exchanges already offers Crow. Like here, and we'll come back to that. I kind of am a little confused because when you look at Cronos and you start to look at what exchanges it's on, I mean, it's on Coinbase, it's on Upbit, OKX, Bitget, maxi, Gate, KuCoin, Crypto.com, obviously, Kraken, Bitmart. I mean, so where isn't it? I guess it's not on, is it on Gemini? I guess it's not on Gemini. I don't know. That's not even a big exchange. Like, okay, let's look at the big exchanges because it's... Oh, I guess it's not on Bybit. Is that true? Is Crow not on Bybit? I guess it's not on Bybit. It's not on Binance. It's on Upbit. It's on OKX. It's on, I think it was on Bitget. maxi. I mean, it's on most of these exchanges. It could get listed on Binance potentially, but they're a competitor. They got the Binance token. I don't know if they'd list it. I don't think they're ever going to list it. They might one day, but I doubt it. I doubt it's going to get listed on Binance. You know, if you're holding Crow, you're not holding it waiting for exchange listings, in my opinion. I just think you're holding it thinking that the Cronos chain is going to be successful and that the Crypto.com company is going to be successful, and they're going to continue to find reasons for people to buy the Crow token and give it value to earn rewards and all these things. And I think that's kind of where you believe in the future of Crow. And there's a Cronos ETF coming. That's pretty cool. It's probably a bigger deal than exchange listing. How about on the NASDAQ exchange? Yeah, wouldn't that be incredible? A Cronos ETF, you know, within the traditional market. That is a bigger story than an exchange listing. But I would say that Binance would be one of the last ones to list it, probably. It's an RWA. I've never heard of that one. Is it a play on BlackRock? It's kind of what it sounds like. White Rock seeks XRP ledger integration into the $1.93 billion market cap. Look at that. Rank number 203. Chain League and NASDAQ for tokenized stocks. Huh. When'd you catch this one? Oh, yeah. I mean, you could have caught a nice, real quick. I mean, in the last few days. This is brand new. Did this just come out? I mean, yeah. What did it do? 6x in the last few days? That's unbelievable. Nice catch. How'd you find that one, Crypto Keeper? Yeah, it looks like I got some big partnerships there. John 316, yes sir, started moving it over last night. Oh, you tapping into that ledger. Much love to you and Dexter. Hope you're doing well, brother. Sharp Link Gaming. Never heard of that one either. Doing the same thing MicroStrategy is doing. They're doing it with Ethereum. Oh, okay. Okay. Company buying Ethereum just like the Michael Saylor's Bitcoin strategy. Clever, clever. What else is going on, folks? I wanted to look at this other one that's a big gainer today. Sky. I've never heard of this. Sky ecosystem is Sky. Maker holders. Isn't that Maker? MKR. Maker to Sky. Back to... Huh. The Sky ecosystem. It's not really a lot. Let's see. How's it going, Kevin, in the chat? Sky enables users to get rewarded for non-custodial savings with USDS. Huh. Interesting. Random. See, there's just so many new projects. I hope you're well as well, Chef X3. Hope you've been well, brother. The like button in the chat. By the way, did you smash the like button, guys? There is a like button in the chat and asking a brilliant question. So brilliant, in fact. I was wondering if you could clear something up or help me understand about dark pools in the crypto space. Unfortunately, like button, I cannot tell you anything about dark pools because I don't know anything about them. I know about liquidity pools. Okay, I know about that. I don't know about dark pools. Are they hidden liquidity pools? I don't know. But you know what? You know who would know? I have a very good friend, a brilliant friend, ChatGPT. You should ask ChatGPT because I don't know the answer to that one. I don't know the answer to that one, but it is a good question. What is it, a liquidity pool? It is a liquidity pool, but it's a dark pool. Probably a hidden liquidity pool, if I had to guess. JREMR has asked if I've tried Bitfinex. I have not. I use Blowfin and I like it a lot. I love it. That's where I do all my trading. And if you guys want to trade, that's the affiliate link I have down for you guys below. I think we've also got a sign up link for BitGet, but I like Blowfin a little bit better. Like onion pools? I don't know. Certainly not like swimming pools. I don't even know what an onion pool is, but I do like onions a lot. I like onions a lot. I'm a big onion guy. Anyway, I was looking at this coin. What else you guys want me to take a look at? Yeah, can I look at Maker? I can look at Maker if that's what you mean. MKR. Yeah, Maker. So, you know, borrowing and lending protocol. Provide some liquidity. You'd be a market maker. That's why it's called Maker. Having a nice boost up because why? Because of Sky. Sky's pumping. Maker's clearly pumping. Maker typically rips in a bull market. Like, Maker is probably going to go back to these highs. Maker is a very popular borrowing and lending protocol on Ethereum. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. My voice kind of hurts today. I don't know why. My throat's a little weird. What's up with the ADA airdrop? There was an airdrop for ADA. I didn't hear about it. What did they get? No, it's an Apple Watch. I just don't really wear it a lot. I usually wear it for golf, but I've just been wearing it. I had to go to the office today. It's nice, nice to wear it, but I have an Apple Watch. I just don't use it a lot. I use it when I golf. I use it every time I golf, but I'm actually thinking about stopping using it and going back to just writing my scores on paper. Macroeconomic, Macroeconomic was hot, but it just had a big issue, and it's way down, right? Didn't have like a 90% drop off or something. I think it shot. I think they got a liquidity pool. Yeah, this one's bye. This is an FTX type scenario, I think. You know, I'd stay away from Mantra. Not, I don't give financial advice, but I'm not touching Mantra. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. I think my Bitcoin trade just slipped in the red. It's okay. We're going to see. I think we hang on to this 104 level, 103.8, something around here. Let me see if we can zoom out a little bit. Yeah, look, our weekly candle is settled right down on top of that, which is nice. I wouldn't be surprised if this area was kind of like this. And what I mean by that is this. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, okay, Bitcoin runs, a little bit of a sell-off. Oh, we're popping again. Oh, it's trouble. And then we continue up. And so what could happen here is, like, we're running, we're trouble, a little less trouble. We're up. New high, big trouble, and then an explosion. And that would play out if we had a like a super cycle, extended cycle, 4-year cycle's dead. Now, if we're not having the 4-year cycles dead, then you're going to want Bitcoin to pop off pronto, tanto. The Fork's asking about Doge. Doge, baby. XLM looks like it's coming back down to 9 cents. Let's look at Doge. Man, Doge is just really scooping up here. This looks pretty scoopy. It's just crazy, actually, like this little... Interesting. All right, taking a closer look at Doge. Get rid of that line, sorry. Ah. One thing I've been talking about is just Doge coming back down to maybe this 15-cent level. It's being very possible to see that shake out. And then others are kind of looking at this just kind of horizontal triangle. So if you get rid of this one, right, you can see that we could come back down to whatever this is. I think it's more like this. I think it's down to like, 7 cents. That would be brutal. I don't think we do that. I think we more so stick to kind of that trend line and at worst come back down to like 15 cents before we get a bounce and then retest the top of this range, probably break through and head to the upside, I'd say. I am looking forward to a big move in crypto sooner rather than later. JR EMR says, I think low fives, then down again. Yeah, I'm going to take profit on my Bitcoin long at about 105 if it goes that way. Yeah, I don't like that, though. I don't like anything, the Hama with that team. The team let you down, and now they're saying they're going to buy back. I don't like it. You can't really trust the team anymore, in my opinion. I don't know. For Macroeconomic. Chef X3, Bitcoin dominance needs to come down. It will eventually. We just need that Fed rate cut, and I think we're getting closer to it, though. Tariff problems still continue. So, thanks for tuning in, though, guys. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. I will keep this content coming to you guys every single weekday. We're going to keep this content coming your way. Until next time, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, DCA HODL, and if you guys want to do some trading, you could sign up for Blowfin using the link in the description down below. I am in a Bitcoin long myself right now. It just dipped slightly into the red, but I am in this one relatively low dollar position compared to some of the other ones I put out there. Very high leverage, higher leverage, more risky. So be aware of that, okay? And you want to have safer plays. Safer plays are always lower leverage plays. The safest plays are no leverage at all and DCAing and holding. But, I like trading this volatility and I like doing some trades, making a little bit of profit and DCAing into my favorite coins with that profit. We'll see how this trade shakes out. Until next time, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.